They
Hey
never
everybody,
did.
welcome to the POS Podcast. It's May 10th. Um and there's a lot of stuff that came out and a lot of trailers to go over today. But before we do that, Jax and Tom, how have you been?
Been all
I
right. Just
night
chilling.
chilling,
Tom, you
killing.
weren't here last podcast, were you?
Yeah, yes.
I was not. So I've just been working on artwork and animation for games and all that kind of cool things, trying to be weird
Nice.
and doing cool shit. So
Cool.
Awesome. Hmm.
Um, Jax, what about you?
Just working. Yesterday I had like a creative bug and I like filmed like 3 YouTube videos back to back and sent them over to like my editors to get done. So
Nice.
that was cool. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do that more often. It's just like do a bunch in bulk so I don't have to worry about like what's the video for this week because it's just it takes a lot of my head to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do that more often. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, just working fully vaxxed, so that's cool, I
Oh yeah,
guess.
me too.
After 2 weeks, yeah, exactly. So yeah, you're fully vaxxed now. Yeah, that's good. Tom will be soon enough if we have to force him. Like, don't worry, I'll got your back, Tom. We'll sneak to your house and just
sounds
do it.
good.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
chill.
Saber got his first shot. And he gets his second shot next week, I think.
Oh, nice,
So I
nice.
think pretty much everybody in like our friend group has been vaccinated.
Everyone that
With
matters.
at least one shot. Um,
Yeah,
I think most people are like fully
exactly.
vaccinated now.
What happens
In
if
our
you
group.
only get one shot? I'm curious. What are like what happens to your body if you only get one shot? No, I'm not saying to get one shot. If you're getting shots, get both unless you have the one shot people in the chat. I'm just asking what are the side effects if you only get one shot?
Um, Nothing really. It's just that it's just less effective.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah.
Um,
Hmm.
but anyway, yeah, I've been streaming a lot more. Let me
Nice.
actually see if I can actually use the Nightbot here because I have a command where it will show my Twitch. Um,
Awesome.
but I've been streaming a lot, playing like Resident Evil. Um, I do want to stream like Ratchet and Clank when that comes out too. Um,
Hmm.
and oh, cool, yeah, the Nightbot works. Um,
Awesome.
and I did like a tier list with Saber. So I got a lot of subscribers coming in with that. So that's nice.
Nice. Nice.
We're gonna try
Yeah,
to
I watched that thing when
do
I was
those a
playing.
bit more often because we did one for
Yeah.
Mother's Day for like cartoon moms. So we're gonna do cartoon dads like next month.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
some people were bringing up like some moms that I completely forgot about. I forgot about like KO's mom and OKKO. She's a good
Mm,
mom. Um,
mm.
but anyway, I guess we can go on to stuff to talk about because there is a lot. Um, Especially with trailers. But before we go on to that, I guess we'll talk about. I guess we'll go for the video game stuff first.
Okay.
While Hero and Saber are away, because we'll probably talk about the animated stuff when they come here.
Okay. I'll get a drink
So
then while you do that.
Near Replicant. Um, I haven't played much of it yet. I because a bunch of stuff came out at once. Like Near Replicant came out, new Pokemon Snap came out, and Resident Evil Village came out. Like within a week of each other. Um, so I haven't played much of Near Replicant yet. Because I kind of want to sit down and like go through that by myself. But then I started playing Pokemon, new Pokemon Snap, which I'm very surprised by how much is in it. Um, there's like over like 200 Pokemon in it. There's a bunch of different levels that have variations on the levels. Um, and the Pokemon look really good. Like compared to the Let's Go games and Sword and Shield, the Pokemon look fantastic in Pokemon Snap. Um, and it's just a lot of like replay value in it. I haven't even finished the game yet because I've just kind of just been casually going through it. but it's been a lot of fun. Oh yeah,
Looks good. I bought it and I haven't played it yet.
yeah, it's really fun. Oh yeah, and Immortal Death Gods in the chat says also Returnal. Yeah, that also came out. And I do want to play that, but I'm kind of waiting for a discount on that because I don't want to buy it at $70. But it does look really fun though. Then for new Pokemon Snap, I do like it. But then I've been playing Resident Evil Village, which I've been streaming that one because I streamed Resident Evil 7 in preparation for Village. And I like it. Though I do feel it's a lot easier than 7. It feels like it gives you a lot more ammo. Compared to 7, with 7, like ammo felt like very limited. Which was a lot like the older games. Where this feels like a more of a combination between 7 and Resident Evil 4, because I've actually been replaying that. Since I've never actually beaten Resident Evil 4, so I've been going back to play that, and also just comparing it to how it feels to Village. But yeah, I am about, like, I think more than halfway through the game now. I know some people have been beating it very quickly, like around like 8 hours or so. But I've just been taking my time with it, like exploring the village every time I go back from like a major boss. And I noticed some people online are kind of split on if it's scary or not, because it's mostly during the daytime with this game. Whereas Resident Evil 7 was like all during the night. Where this is during the daytime, and you can just kind of see the monsters in the village and everything. But then there's a certain part of the game where it's just like it turns from Resident Evil into Silent Hill, and it freaked me out. Which is really weird. Like,
fun.
I streamed that, and like people in the chat were like, "Nope." But yeah, it was funny. It's been fun. I'm probably gonna finish it tomorrow. Because I think I only have like 2 major bosses left.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Have you gotten the chance to play any Jax?
I just got it today. I literally just got it today. I was gonna play it, but I had to go take my mom out for a thing with my sister, and then I earlier on today I had to do some work at the gym stuff. So I will literally be playing it most of tomorrow after I finish video I have to do. But yeah, like I've been watching freaking Paleo play it on his Twitch, and yeah, it looks very fun. It looks very interesting, like just how the way he's set up, and then the particular part he's talking about, yeah, that was like out in left field when you like just
yeah, like, because it's like a bait and switch with what you're doing, because like during that part you lose all of your weapons and you just have to solve puzzles, or like, okay, I just gotta solve puzzles. It's kind of like that one part in Resident Evil 7 where you're kind of trapped with that guy that's making you do games and stuff. Right. Where this one is like, oh yeah, you gotta solve puzzles in this thing, and then you're like, okay, so that's left the table now. I know that's probably going to be alive. But then it does a bait and switch. It's like, oh, that is not what I was expecting at all.
Right, exactly. It's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But the rest of the game is nowhere near as scary as that part.
Well, yeah, because you're horny. It goes from like being scary to be like, oh, hello. Like, I think I'm like intentionally gonna die like 6 times before. Like,
oh yeah, I did like intentionally a couple times just to see what would happen.
Oh yeah. Oh, Bubba. Any last word to file, human? Harder. What? Yeah.
All right. I don't have any ETA on Saver at the moment, so I guess we'll go to some trailers before we talk about stuff.
ETA ain't worth a push DNA.
Let's talk about one that Jax you're excited about.
Yes.
With Venom.
Yes. Very.
Which
Venom.
I just watched for the first time today. The first movie.
Oh yeah, I saw you like post about it. Oh, that movie has like a line that made me like lose it in the theater because I wasn't expecting it. Where he's just like, Eddie just gets in the building and Venom's like, jump, because he's out a window and he's just like, no, I'm not doing pussy, and he fucking runs to the elevator. It's so good. That movie, the only parts I love about that movie is Venom himself, like because he just reminds me of the PS1 spider. Surf the web, quick, bundle threads, and we get to the core. Like it's so good. So. With Venom 2, Carnage, for people who don't know, Carnage has been my favorite comic book villain since I was like literally 4 years old. Like he's literally my favorite villain. I love him. I love that he just gives no shits. I love his design. I love that he I just want to kill everyone. I just want to do that. That's my thing. And he's very one note, but I love him. So, Woody Harrelson playing in this movie, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. They're actually bringing Carnage in. This is interesting. I wonder what they're gonna do with this character. I wonder how they're gonna, have him in live action, because you can't have Carnage and make the movie PG-13. And I've heard it's R-rated because Andy Serkis directed it, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so I know, right? Like, it's just I really wanted it to be that. Now, when we see Carnage in the trailer, because that's the main thing I focus on. The other people I don't want to spoil if you don't know, if you haven't read the comics, stuff like that they show, that it's just like, okay, yeah, I'll that'll be a nice surprise for people who just watching and like, oh, that's so and so. But I had one of those moments of, post-nut clarity with my Carnage thing, where like I saw Carnage first, I was like, fuck, it's Carnage! Finally, after all these fucking years, it's Carnage. Oh shit, dude. Oh fuck, man, this is so fucking hype. And I just seeing him like on the screen for the first time, it just had me so fucking hyped. The same way I saw Venom like 3 years ago and have his forearm on stage, because I still love that Venom, even if he doesn't have this white spider on his chest. I will say this, when I went back to rewatch it after the post-nut clarity, the design, the first time you see him, like he just looks like a big red Venom. And like the thing about the symbiotes is they all have like they sometimes, if an artist doesn't know what to do, they'll just give them all like the same designs, just different colors. But sometimes great artists will like make them all distinctive with each other. One of the most distinctive things about Carnage is his black face, black teeth, and red and black stripes. Like his body's like
black
dark
face.
small. Yes, blackface. He has it. You got it from Venom. It's okay. He has N-word pass. So anyways, so he has the shit. Like he has these black teeth and really sharp claws. And I hated, like, as much as I love like Spider-Man PS1 and like certain comics and stuff like that, I'd never liked Carnage's design in that, because it was just like red with white teeth, and it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right. I want to see black teeth, or they could go the Ultimate Comics route and make Carnage have yellow eyes and yellow teeth, and then like have a yellow thing in his chest, because that one's more vampiric. But at the end of the trailer, he looked fucking dope. He looked fucking great. Like when he's in like the church thing and stuff like that, he looks freaking amazing. So hopefully they'll have a thing where like the symbiote is moving over his body, and so he has that look on himself. But I love that Venom was just acting goofy at the beginning of the trailer, like cooking him waffles and doing all that stuff. That was like really entertaining.
I say either. He just says, kept seeing eyes, and it like you.
Exactly. Yeah, that was so good. I love it. Or I like when he was just like waving to the woman he saved in the last movie. He's just like, "Hi Eddie, hey, hi, Venom, hi," and he just fucking plays his tentacle out. Like that's great to me. That whole thing was great to me. So I am curious. I don't think it's going to be like a game-changing movie or anything like that. So I'm just.
I love how she says like, "Yeah, oh, the shipment of chocolate didn't come out," and he's like, "What?
What? I want to eat this. I need this." And it's just like, okay, well, it's just like, whoa, what? Are you going to stop protecting me? I will eat her. And it's just like, no, you are not going to eat her. What? And so like, I love the fact, because like in the comic books, there's this part where like Venom becomes a bit cannibalistic, and so like he would either eat human brains, or there was the same chemical in brains found in chocolate. So he's just like, I'm just gonna eat a shit ton of chocolate. So there are times in comic books he's just like devouring a shit ton of chocolate, just like, oh, you want some, kid? And it's funny. Like there's all this stuff. Like I could like post like so many panels like Venom just being like goofy in the comic books and chill. But yeah, I'm super hyped for it. Like I'm just super hyped to see Venom and Carnage on screen. Like I don't care what the fucking plot of the movie is. I just want to see those two. That is my dumb turn brain off thing, because that's how I felt about the first.
The best part of the first movie was just the characterization. So more of
that's
really all we need.
Exactly. Just give it the characterization.
It's coming out September. Venom did really well.
In Japan.
Yeah.
Did you see they made these like anime versions of Venom in Japan? They're like these anime ads, and they promote it like a love movie between Eddie and it was so good. And like if you go online and look it up, you can see it. It's so good.
That's great. But yeah, Venom comes out in September. It should do well. I think like with how vaccinations have been going, I think it's probably going to do well. By September for theaters.
Yeah, and then like how Spider-Man No Way Home is coming out in December, and like there's probably just if they probably will find a way to like mix both those together, since like freaking Alfred Molina already said like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in this movie and stuff like that, and then like fucking Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, they haven't said shit. Andrew Garfield's like, oh well, they didn't give me a call, and it's just like, yeah, sure. Like when Paul Rudd was like, oh, I'm not Ant-Man, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know who that is, and it's just like, shut the fuck up. Like someone did a compilation of like all the actors lying about stuff, and it's just like, you know what the fuck you're doing. You can't legally say it. So that must suck though. That must really suck. Just be like, I got to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. All right, let's see some other trailers here. I'll save the Netflix trailers for when others show up. A Quiet Place Part 2. This is.
I swear that came out already.
It didn't. They kept delaying it because they wanted it to go in theaters.
Okay.
But for A Quiet Place Part 2, I watched the trailer. It seems like it'll have a lot more action in it compared to the first movie, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Because the first movie,
well,
I was gonna say the first movie, that was like a really good theater experience, because
it really was.
Yeah, because it made people shut up.
No, it was the first 10 minutes of that movie, because I remember there was this kid in my theater who was talking, and then the shit happened with that fucking kid getting yeeted, and it was just like, oh shit. And then what made it worse was I saw it in D-Box for whatever reason. I was like, why did I do this to myself? This is a horrible mistake. Like when I was like watching D, I was like, this is giving me horrible anxiety, because like this shit would just be boom, boom, and I'm just like, why the fuck am I doing this to myself? This is terrible. So I mean, okay, so my only problem with A Quiet Place 2 then is I'm not really a problem, because I really love the first movie, but like my question is just like, so they found out how to like
kill them.
Fight them, yeah, in the first movie. It's just like it's taking me out, because like realistically the military would have figured that out in like a couple weeks. The military would have been like, oh, that's what we got to do, so they're gone and shit like that. So it's just like, what are you going to do? Are you going to say like, oh no, they have a way to clamp down so they don't do that? Like, I'm curious how they're going to make them like threats again, because I know they are threats, but it's just like,
All right. And then, I actually, I'm curious about your thoughts on this, Tom.
What's up?
The Game Builder Garage that Nintendo,
I was looking at that. So I guess they're doing some like node-based, no-code game engine on the Switch. So like you can build games.
Yeah, this was actually built off of Labo Garage, which nobody used because it's fucking Labo.
Right.
Yeah. So they're like, well, let's take that off of that and then put it just as a way to teach people how to code.
It seems more like an extension of Mario Maker than like a dumbed down game engine, because like you can't distribute anything online. It has to be like through the platform itself with friend codes.
It's sort of just
stuff.
like to get people into like
it's like a gateway thing,
things.
like getting like kids to start making games. I think it's definitely a net positive, but I was like curious, like, oh, is this going to be an easy way to get stuff on the Switch store? It's like, no, not the idea at all. So like,
but I did notice that. Huh?
Oh, I just said it's not for me, but it's super interesting.
Yeah. And when I first saw it, I was like, this isn't going to be like a $60 thing, and it's not. It's going to be like $30. And yeah, and I did see some people saying like, oh, like if people get into this, then they could download like something like Unity and then use that to like try to figure it out.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on how. I mean, any game engine will give you like some understanding of like the underlying basics of game design. I wonder like if they're going to try and emulate any kind of programming language. I would assume not, because like Unity has this thing called Bolt. It was originally a plugin, but they bought it last year, so now it's just like in the asset store for free that anyone can use. And it basically is like C# coding, which is what Unity uses by default. But it's just node based, so it's like the exact same structure as C#. So, but if you're just like kind of like scared of the coding part, you can start using Bolt and basically teach yourself C# visually, which is really good. But then there's another plugin on Unity called Playmaker, which abstracts it a lot more. It kind of uses its own sort of simplified in real English kind of workflow that gives you like some understanding of like really basic stuff like variables and if-else statements and state machines and things like that. But like the actual syntax and stuff isn't C#, so there's more of a learning curve jumping from that to regular programming. So I'm assuming the Nintendo thing's probably going to be more towards that side of the spectrum, like making it really simple English and easy to understand. But like just as like a stepping stone, I think it'll be similar to something like, Scratch or Construct 3 or GDevelop, where it's like a really good first place to start getting game design stuff. It feels like something more complicated than like Mario Maker, and like the next step forward. Like
kids are more of a Wario world. They aren't even allowed to step into programming until like some high schools allow it, and basically college if your high school doesn't allow it. So like having children, which is really dumb because I feel like programming should be taught earlier rather than later. Like when kids can pick things up, because it's not easy. Like I don't know.
Yeah, in the same way that we were taught like how to type at an early age, because like they knew that computers going to be like the main way to communicate, because computers were old. So
does that ever freak you out?
Yeah.
Does that ever weird you out, like how like ingrained typing is? Like sometimes I would just like be typing and like talking to someone in another room. I was like, how the fuck did I type a full sentence in paragraph? Like, how the fuck did I do that? How the fuck did I didn't even know what I was literally talking like this.
Because people forget, like, the boomers, they didn't grow up like having to type. We grew up having to type because like that was something that was going to be required for everything.
Yeah. God,
so we were taught in elementary school how to type. Now everybody is.
I don't know how I am typing this out, but I'm typing it out clearly. Yeah, see, I don't know how I do that. See, that's weird. Yeah. I just looked away.
Got that muscle memory.
Yeah, so if this can be like, I wonder if like Nintendo could like work with schools and like telling them how to program things.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be bussin'. That would be a super dub.
Because like like there are going to be some kids who look at this, and because I did see like a lot of people in the gaming sphere talk about like, man, if this was something that came out when I was a kid, I would be all about it. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
No, that sucks when something like that happens, where it's just like, if that came out when I was a kid, shit, I'd be so much more advanced.
Yeah.
That's my entire life. It's literally my entire life.
There's so much shit like
That's why the fucking Zoomers are going to be more powerful than me. They escaped the womb with all this tech.
Yeah. All right. Let's see some other trailers here. See Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway. Oh god. That's coming out June 18th. Only in theaters. I don't think I'm gonna see that in theaters.
Imagine
Let
going
there
to
be
the
rapid.
theater and
We got season 5 of Rick and Morty coming June 20th.
I still haven't finished season 3.
Oh,
I need to finish season 3. Yeah, I need to finish season 3.
I'll wait for some of these other ones. There was a bunch of Netflix trailers that came out because Netflix was like had a whole thread on Twitter of like different animated things that are coming out. We already
Like
talked
the
about
Rugrats.
in the pre-show about or wasn't the pre-show, I think when we already started, but Castlevania coming out on Thursday.
Blah blah blah.
There's gonna be I don't know if it's a show or a movie, but Arcane, which is based on League of Legends, gonna be on Netflix this fall.
Isn't it that freaking Pokemon though?
It's
What is that
Arcanine.
Oh, okay.
There's
Talking
something
about Rugrats.
There's something that looks interesting called America the Motion Picture with a bunch of like different historical figures of the United States of America with like Channing Tatum playing George Washington or something, and a bunch of other celebrities.
Okay.
And they're like a weird like superhero team. But it's like an animated thing, an animated comedy.
Speaking of Netflix, did you guys watch that freaking Jupiter's Legacy thing?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Is that show? It's this superhero show on Netflix right now, based on a comic book. But from what I've been hearing, like I've been hearing a lot of mixed things about it because like some people are like, "Oh, I really like it. It's good," but then some people are saying that it just had a rough timing because it came literally after Falcon, Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Invincible, and The Boys. So it's just like there are certain aspects of it that if they had predated them, they'd be like, oh, that's a really interesting concept. I'm really happy that they're talking about that in a superhero show. But since it had such bad timing, people were just like, nah, sorry, dude. Yeah, we've already seen that. No, thank you. And it's just, that's just funny to me. It's sad, but it's funny.
Well. Let's see. Troll Hunters Rise of the Titans, July 21st. I haven't seen anything of Troll Hunters, so.
Is Troll Hunters the cartoon based on that horror movie?
No.
What is
no?
it's
not. Yeah. That it's not that based on that movie.
Okay.
Wish Dragon, which is one of Sony's films in collaboration with China. Coming out June 11th. Vivo, which I believe is like another Sony movie. They have like a whole deal with Sony and Netflix. But Vivo is going to be an animated musical with Lin-Manuel Miranda in it. He's been in a lot of things recently. Or is going to be in a lot of things that haven't come out yet. Because another one that's coming out later this year is Encanto, which is by Disney. And then he has his own musical, In the Heights, a live-action musical coming out. And then the last Netflix trailer is the Loud House movie, coming out in summer. Not a specific release date for it yet.
That didn't look all that impressive, to be honest. It was just them in the fucking castle.
Yeah.
Just them fucking, oh, wow. That's so amazing. Like, remember when the fucking Rugrats movie first came out? And I was like, holy shit, this somehow looks better than the show, even though it's the same sort of thing. That was just like, Loud House just fuck it. Just use the same shit. Just take this and put it on Netflix. It's so bad.
Let's see. Luca had another trailer, and it's coming out June 18th.
Luca's pretty good.
And it's just on Disney Plus. No premium, not in theaters, only on Disney Plus. Which we can go into a story about that because apparently some Pixar animators are upset about that and how their movies like twice in a row now have gone straight to Disney Plus, no premium, not in theaters, and they're like, what the hell?
Hey, a lot of people watch Soul though. You got one Oscar.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people did watch it.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
And let's see, last trailer here. Rock Dog 2, Rock Around the Park. Also coming out June 11th. And what's weird about this is that Rock Dog came out in 2017, I think.
Yeah.
I watched it. I was not impressed by it. I said it was mediocre, and then like years later, I got comments on that review of like people who are like
in the Rock Dog fandom.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Because I would equate it to something like people who are like really into Alpha and Omega or something. Which is weird.
Oh yeah.
Because the producers of this sequel also worked on Alpha and Omega, like the different sequels for that, and the North sequels.
Yeah, they know their fur bait. That's what it is.
And for some reason, they also are like proudly like saying like, oh yeah, and from the producers of Clifford the Big Red Dog. I was thinking, are you talking about the new movie? They're like, no, they're talking about the original series. What? Why?
I mean, it was a popular series.
It was a popular series, but yeah.
Literally no one.
Oh yeah, one more trailer here. There was the trailer for the new Rugrats. Coming out on May 27th. So
what do you think about it?
Month.
I don't like the way it looks, man.
I don't like Tommy's lips. They look weird.
Dude, like all of Stu looks really off.
I mean, the parents are going to sound completely different because they're different voice actors for the parents.
I'm not talking about the voices. I'm talking about the way they look. They look off.
Yeah, they do look kind of weird for the parents.
They got rid of Susie's lips. What the fuck, dude? What is it with that? They got rid of Susie's lips in freaking the Rugrats. She like used to have like, and not trying.
I didn't even look at that because she was only on the trailer for like a second.
Dude, that's sort of weird. Yeah, that's weird. Man, because you know what? I like that little that Angelica fucking Chucky sketch that was earlier. Like I like the animation there, but for some reason, I guess like seeing it like in full episode stuff, it looks a bit odd. But I don't know. It might be good. It might be one of those things where the only thing that weirds me out about reboots like this is the same thing with like Powerpuff Girls reboot too, is where like they'll bring back voices from the original cast, and it's just like, oh, it's the entire original cast, but then we're going to change these certain ones right here. And it's just like, or like with Powerpuff Girls, it was the opposite, where it's like they changed the girls, but then everyone else was like the same. And it's just like,
the original voice actor of Stu passed away. Oh,
yeah, he passed away like a while ago. He had like throat cancer, I believe.
Oh.
It's weird. Like, I want to know like the whole thing with like these sort of reboot things, because it's just like, is it a reboot, a continuation, or a remake? Because it's just like what is the storyline going with it? Because it's the same thing with like fucking Animaniacs. Even though Animaniacs was really funny, there's a lot of stuff where it's just like, oh yeah, we're the reboot and stuff like that. It's just like, you see more like a continuation to me, like just referencing stuff from the old show, and you're doing all this other stuff. So I'm curious about that. That is one thing that's just weird to me.
And speaking of Rugrats, I guess we'll go on to this story about Paramount. With Paramount Plus, they're going to be starting to release original films beginning in 2022, which is weird that they would say that. They're like, okay, we're going to start films next year, even though they launched the service this year. That's really weird.
They got to make their money from the service and then use it to make the film.
For like how many things that are just supposed to be coming to the service next year, I don't know why they just didn't delay it until next year to launch the service. Because that Halo series is supposed to be next year, which will be big, because it's Halo, and that's what will be after Infinite when that comes out.
Damn.
All right.
Is Infinite not the title of a Halo game that's already out? I can't keep up with these anymore.
No, it's one that's coming out.
Yeah, the one that was delayed. Halo Infinite.
I need a weapon.
Is there a Halo 6?
No! Oh, I hate this fucking game. Oh,
You hate Halo?
no, I hate fucking Dark Souls 3. I had no HP. I was running up a ladder. They hit me. I stumble, fall off ladder, and fucking die and lose 2 fucking hours of fucking progress.
Are you playing Dark Souls because I brought it up? I'm sorry.
No, I was already playing it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Why do you like to live in pain, Tom? We love you. You know that, right? Okay.
Because life is pain, and there's no.
Yeah. So why do you want to put yourself through more? Is this like some Senkai boost shit? The more I endure, the stronger I'll be.
I don't know.
Let's see. Justice Smith, who is the star of Detective Pikachu, he says he doesn't know if a sequel is going to be happening or not.
I mean, yeah, it was just a mid movie, so yeah.
And speaking of Nintendo stuff, apparently the Illumination CEO, Chris Meledandri, is going to be serving as an outside director at Nintendo.
Okay.
Which is really weird because they haven't had like anybody outside of Japan be a director for Nintendo, like of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very strange.
Okay.
I don't know why, but the way you said that, the guy's name is Justice Smith, right?
Yeah, for Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, you're like, Justice Smith doesn't know if there's going to be another Detective Pikachu movie. And also, next bit of news, apparently the and then you said the Illumination, but I thought you were going to say, apparently the Illuminati. I was like, where's going? Like, what?
Apparently the
Illuminati in charge of Facebook.
They are.
Anyways.
So, you know that whole thing about like Microsoft possibly buying Discord?
Yes.
Apparently PlayStation is making a deal with Discord to use Discord on PlayStation consoles.
That's fine.
Yeah, which is weird. It's like, I guess like Microsoft didn't want to buy them, I guess. So they're doing a deal with Discord, though it doesn't make any difference to me because I don't play any multiplayer games on PlayStation. I don't play single player games on PlayStation.
You can play single player games on PlayStation while talking on Discord. You can be playing PlayStation right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I would just be on Discord on my computer then.
Well, why you just say on it?
Think of the planet, Paleo. You're using energy for one device instead of 2.
Paleo's like, I don't care. I never watched Captain Planet when I was little.
You watched OKKO, and that's the same thing.
It's the same show.
We got Tuca and Birdie. Season 2 is going to be premiering on Adult Swim in June.
This year, June?
Yeah, this year, June.
Nice.
It's weird because there's not going to be any like today.
Nudity.
Yeah.
No nudity. No bird titty. And no bird dick either.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to change up that intro.
Yeah, they are. They really are. Oh damn.
Apparently Adam Wingard, who was the director of Godzilla vs. Kong, is going to be directing another movie in the Universal Monsterverse or Legendary Monsterverse.
Nice. Hopefully.
What? They're making more confirmed?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Didn't you hear about the Jet Jaguar movie that coming out?
I'm already watching that. It's called Godzilla Singular Point.
I don't know why I said Universal Monsterverse, because I guess like the Monsterverse, that it makes me think of Universal, but they failed with that when they released The Mummy.
Yeah, they did.
The Invisible Man was apparently good though.
Yeah, but that's not really in the same universe.
They could have been though, Paleo.
It could have been, but that was a good movie. But like they
fucked it over. They fucked it over.
So Citizen Kane, widely regarded as one of the best movies of all time, is now not 100% on Rotten Tomatoes anymore. It's 99%. Because somebody dug up an 80-year-old review that was not completely positive. The thing is, like, the review, I was looking through it, it's like, this isn't, like, completely negative either. Like, I don't know why they have it as a rotten review.
Why? I mean, how did it not get, like, rotten recently? Like, when, like, a bunch of, like, Zoomers or kids like, I don't fucking understand. Why do you want to fucking slide or some shit like that? Like,
it's weird what Rotten Tomatoes, like, considers as, like, a legit review or not.
They better see my legit review for Kong versus Godzilla. Let's see this. All right.
But now that means Paddington 2 is now the best movie ever made, because that's its 100%.
Good. It deserves it.
It is a really good movie.
What kind of a world do we live in where Paddington 2 is the best movie ever made?
Have you watched it?
Yeah, the Paddington movies are actually like really
it's actually good. Legitimately good. It's actually like legitimately good. It's not like we're not memeing. Like it's legitimately wholesome.
They're very they're like the epitome.
So what you're telling me is that Paddington 2 is the Citizen Kane of movies.
Yes.
Yes.
It literally beats Citizen Kane.
That's the world we live in now.
What are you saying here? I'm sorry.
No, it's just like, you know, man. It's like without having seen Paddington, it's just like you walk up to somebody, they're like, yeah, Citizen Kane, whatever. Have you seen Paddington 2?
Specifically Paddington 2.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Like both movies are really good.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like they're like the epitome of wholesome. If you want something to just make you feel good, watch the Paddington movies.
Yeah, Tom, you need watch the Paddington movies, bro.
You need.
I heard that.
I love you, Tom. That's why I look out for you.
Okay.
So apparently there's going to be a Flintstone sequel series in the works. Produced by and starring Elizabeth Banks. And it's going to be about a grown-up Pebbles.
And Bam Bam or Bambi or whatever the fuck his name
is.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Bam Bam.
Does the world need a sequel to the Flintstones?
No.
But the live action movie sequel or like
no, it's a cartoon series.
Oh, okay.
Does the world need that?
Who won't even watch The Simpsons? The only way people know Simpsons is from fucking cereal and multivitamins.
The Simpsons?
Like
the Simpsons multivitamins?
Yeah, the Simpsons multivitamins. The Stone Age Simpsons multivitamins. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they're also called the Flintstones, so they're Americas because they can't pronounce it. So anyways,
there's prehistoric Simpsons. Which is that, and then future Simpsons is the
prehistoric Simpsons was also based on the original live action Simpsons. The Honeymooners.
Yeah. The Honeymooners, too.
Too complicated.
True that. Why'd you have to go make it so complicated?
All right. I guess, but before we talk about Invincible, because I'm waiting to see if Saber will get here.
Yeah, we got 8 minutes. Yeah, we can talk about other shit till he gets here.
But Invincible, it's been renewed for 2 more seasons.
Damn straight. Can't wait to see my girl. Yeah, they got so much shit they can do. Can't wait to see Anissa, Dinosaurus, Battle Beast. All these names don't mean shit to y'all because you don't know what I'm talking about, but it doesn't matter.
I heard Dinosaur.
And Concord. Yes. Absolutely. No. Paleo, you're going to love Dinosaurus for a bit. That's all I'll say.
say. All right, so Loki, the series like after WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's going to be premiering 2 days earlier, because it was going to be June 11th. It's going to be premiering on June 9th, and it's not going to be weekly. It's actually going to have every episode on that day.
Damn, they learned their lesson. Shit.
They're giving up on their normal distribution method?
I don't know. Maybe that... I don't know if that means that they're not as confident in this series as they were the previous 2.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Like, how many episodes is it? Does it say how many episodes is going to be in it? 6 episodes, so each one's an hour long, so you can burn through it in a day, so you can get through it. So, yeah. Or maybe it's just like, maybe they're testing what works better. Like, do people prefer, like, everyone watching it in one sitting, or do people prefer, like, spreading it out, like, week to week? So that's interesting.
Yeah. And speaking of Marvel, they released a Phase 4 trailer for all the stuff they have planned. For the next few years.
Did you see that meme someone made on Twitter where it's just like is Fantastic Four, but someone like switched it to be Captain America 4, and I was like, "You bitch! Don't you fucking dare! Don't you fucking dare! I swear to God." I would be livid. I would be no, you not.
That'd be hilarious. But yeah, we got Black Widow, which has been delayed because it was supposed to come out in May of last year. It's coming out in July. Shang-Chi coming out in September. Eternals coming out in November. And Spider-Man coming out in December, which I was surprised that they would have like both Eternals and Spider-Man.
Well, I feel like they've been like, we were out of theaters for so long, we need to fucking come back heavy, especially with that Spider-Man one. Like, if that Spider-Man one is legit how they've been saying it and all the secret stuff is true, then shit, that's gonna be big. That's gonna make them a shit ton of money.
And like all of those movies are in post-production along with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
That's nice. I'm looking forward to. I really want to see
and what's very interesting about this one is it's directed by Sam Raimi.
See, so that makes me, it's so weird because it's just like, so wouldn't you think that one would come before No Way Home? So it would work. I don't know.
Is that where all the Spider-Men are actually going to be? They're going to be in the Multiverse of Madness, and we've been pumped this whole time.
Wow. I'd be actually really salty, but actually really happy too. So it's like, wow, that's good. Nice.
Yeah. Then let's see, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, The Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then Fantastic Four, which doesn't have a date yet.
It just needs to be Fantastic.
It does have a director though. It has John Watts directing it, who directed the MCU Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. Also, Soup Snipe said it true. A DBS movie is coming out too. Dragon Ball Super movie is coming out in 2022.
Oh.
A new one. Apparently. Another one. So hopefully it has that animation, but like everyone knows, all I'm hoping for is Cooler. I want Cooler to be fucking canon because he's not. That pisses me off. He deserves to be canon more than
not canon.
No, he's not. It sucks. It makes me mad because he's like so much cooler than his brother. But yeah, it's just like, come on, dude.
What about Fridge?
No, Fridge got killed by Super Saiyan Bardock back in freaking. See, you thought that was making shit up, but yeah, that's oh no, that was awesome.
Okay. Saber's still not here, but we'll go ahead and talk about Invincible anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so Invincible, we're gonna be going into some spoilers for this.
Heavy spoilers.
Heavy spoilers.
We're gonna be talking about the comic book, so you better run. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't do that, y'all. That'd be evil.
Yeah, so if you have not seen Invincible and you want to see it, I'm going to be putting up a spoiler screen, and you can mute while we talk about it, and then when I take it down, you can unmute. All right. Well, so Invincible.
I'm curious what my friends think about it, because like I was super excited from the show from the get-go. So like seeing all my friends like enjoy this shit is making me like it's like that secondhand enjoyment, like when you first showed a friend ponies and they were like, fuck dude, this shit is rad. Like, yeah, dude, you get it now. Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the trailer. I was like, oh, this is coming out soon. This looks pretty cool. And it seemed like, oh, it's a violent superhero show, kind of like the Boys, but animated. And then watching it, I was like, oh, this has got a good story here. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in comic stores like back in the day and being like, maybe I'll get it.
See, Tom, if we were friends in middle school, I would have already had you on that shit. Like, yo, bro, you gotta check out this shit. Like, this guy got fucked up bad. You see, look at his bones sticking out of his face. Well, this is after we make up from fighting over Godzilla 98, because that would have been like our fallout point, and then we become friends. Oh my
god. I don't. It's so weird because like there's so many well-written superhero things, but like, and it sounds ridiculous when I say this, but it's like actually true. I actually really don't care about superheroes that much, but like there's so many well-written superhero things that it makes it seem as if I am. Like I love My Hero.
Yeah.
I like The Boys so far.
Yeah.
I like Invincible. And all of the Marvel, I was gonna say
versus
trilogy.
Capcom, you love.
Marvel versus Capcom is a very fun game, yes.
Yeah. The MCU movies you watched through all recently.
Yeah, because again, ridiculously well written. It's just they keep writing these kinds of movies or this kind of media very well. It's like, like at its core, I actually really don't care about superheroes that much. But that being said, Invincible, why was it so interesting to me? I think it's just the because I hadn't seen The Boys yet, so that kind of story I guess I hadn't interacted with yet. I was like, oh wait, are we in spoilers yet? We're
in spoilers.
Yeah,
go ahead,
okay.
man.
Like at the end of episode 1, I was like, oh, that was cute, sure. And then Omni-Man comes in and just kills everyone. I was like,
the tone switch of that was so well done because like there's violence before that. Like Invincible beats up that guy and there's no gore and like people like the cops get attacked and their bodies aren't getting blown apart.
Yeah.
So
and you see like blood in the beginning with the Muller brothers where like one gets shot in the eye and he's bleeding.
Yeah,
it's like oh that's as far as this show is gonna go. But then the end happens.
Well, you know what's so funny about that is like in the comic books when that initially happened, like the comics were just playing off like, oh, this is just a Spider-Man like wholesome, like sort of wholesome, like thing like this is really good. And then the violent shit like that happens. Like what the fuck? It's literally a page flip. It's like what the fuck? It was like because there was this incident at like BronyCon 2017 where me and Hero and like all the gang were in like this manga store, and then Hero like put up like this Pokemon book or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, guys, look at this page, and then he flips it, and then it was just the most horrific thing you could see, and it's just like, what the fuck? And it was that's what I love about the show is like it lures you into this false sense of security, like you're just picking up a normal comic book like this, and it's like, yeah, no, it's time to get fucking heated here, and then like it just fucking goes in and goes in and goes in
because like
there's just so much stuff.
The difference with The Boys is that The Boys just like right at the beginning it's like splat.
Yeah, splat. A fucking Homelander just yeets that guy into a fucking car, and it's like, oh my god.
But with this, it's like it's like okay, it's like we got like a 44 minutes. Like okay, we got a nice story with this kid getting his powers and his dad being like Superman basically, and then his dad kills the Justice League.
Yeah, and the thing is like he's likable too. Like he's just a likable guy at first, and like, both of them, like everyone in the show, besides certain characters we'll get to later, were very likable at first, and it's just like that. But go ahead, Hero. I'm sorry.
Dang, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I can't think of another off the top of my head. I'm sure it exists, but like, what's another hour-long animated program?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one too, because like that was like the most impressive thing about me was like this is an hour-long animated show. I've never seen that done before.
Tom, how was Spawn on HBO? Was that like an hour? Because I've only seen the DVDs where they fused every episode together. Was that like an hour-long episode thing? Because I've only seen the DVDs.
I've only seen the DVDs as well, so I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah, I guess we could just ask in chat, like, is there another hour-long animated program?
Yeah, because like not counting like specials or like because like I did see somebody say like with Justice League that it have like 2-parters or 3-parters or like 4-parters, but those don't count because they're like separate episodes.
Yeah,
they're separate episodes from each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Me, yeah.
No, it's pretty cool. Like what I like about the show so much is like the voice actors capture it perfectly. Like fucking J.K. Simmons meant to be Omni-Man. Like they're just both. He's born to be. It's just buff,
especially in that last episode. Last episode was really good.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like seeing him grow, and then like what I love is they did such a good job at making you like unsure about Omni-Man in the show, and it's just like did you do that like intentionally? Were you like were you programmed to do this? Well, like what happened? Like why are you doing this whole thing? And then like the way he's moving back and forth, like he's getting angry at his wife, but instead of just like threatening to kill her, he's just like punching a wall. So it's just like, okay, so he has restraint, he cares about her, he's doing all this stuff, and it's just like so interesting. And then like just seeing like how it gets to that fucking climax of him just being like, hey, look, so basically I lied. I said my people were like Kryptonians, but we're actually like Saiyans, where we go to fucking planets, so we estimate shit, and we just fucking try to like, take over. And so that's what I came with Earth for, and that's what you're gonna help me with. And so like that whole thing of him just like trying to convince his son, like, which I again, like there are certain things, like I'm only going to talk about the comic areas that were covered in the show. Like in the comic book, when him and Omni-Man are fighting, like there's collateral damage and a ton of people die. Like in the show, they took it to a whole fucking other level. Cause like in the movie, it was pretty much like, I just imagine the Man of Steel scene where they're flying through buildings. People are dying and stuff like that. Like in the show, they're just like, no, we're going to show you that shit. Like, look, why are you fucking saving these bugs? Like, look at them. I can squash their brain. They're doing this. Why are you saving them? There's no point to this. That whole train scene, horrific. I love it. It just like, it makes Primal look like Nick Jr. show. It's brilliant. I love it. It's so great. And then like, the ending, I've rewatched the ending so many times. I'm just like, him like beating his son. It's just like, what the fuck will you have in 500 years? What the fuck will you have? And he's just like, you, Dad, I still have you. And that shit, like, honestly, it makes me tear up a bit. Cause like, there's this whole thing with like morality and how they play it. And even though he did like horrific things and stuff like that, it's just like, oh fuck, that's terrible. But then like you think back to like characters like fucking Vegeta fucking murdered how many billions of planets for fun and shit like that when he was young, and like he's just done so much stuff. So I'm curious what they're gonna do in the show. But like that whole thing I loved. But yeah, like I'm just gonna, you guys hop in too, because there are other stuff I want to talk about. But yeah, that's
go back to what Hero was saying, because you were asking like why it like grabbed you so much, and I think it's just the sharp contrast and the question it inevitably raises, right? Because like the first thing I wondered was like why is this happening? Like why did he change his mind? Like what is causing this like complete tonal shift? Like, is there a good reason? And so that was like the first kind of narrative thread to the whole thing, was like, I want to know what Omni-Man's deal is and why he would be so idealistic and then shift. And then they kind of added more to that, because like what I really liked about the show is that like things that could have easily been throwaways came back into it. Like the Mahler twins, like the clone guys, they could have just been goofy throwaway guys to set the scene in the beginning of the show, but they're integral to the plot later on. They bring that back. And then like the whole like robot character and like his arc, like there's mystery surrounding him as well, when you find out that like he's morally ambiguous and you're like, what's their deal? So there was a lot of like just like mystery crumbs throughout the whole thing. And I guess probably my biggest question that I have finishing the first season so far is like, I really hope going forward or in the comics, there's like a reason why, like specifically when, the kid gets his powers, that's what like flips the switch for Omni-Man, because he's shown throughout the entire first season that he's unstoppable. Like nothing on Earth can hurt him except for his son. So like if you wanted to like weaken Earth, like I just don't understand why you would like get married to a human woman, why you would have a child and like potentially make somebody who has the power to stand up against you. Why would you like even have any pretense of being a hero in the first place? Like you could have brought the planet to its knees decades ago and made it like prime for invasion and like becoming part of your empire. So like his motivation confuses me still, and like that was like the big mystery of it. I wanted to know why Omni-Man did what he did, and the reveal at the end of the series or the end of the season feels like too simple to bridge the gap between the switch and character. And so I just hope going forward they kind of delve into that a bit more, because like they make a scene of in the beginning that like as soon as he starts getting his powers, Omni-Man starts getting very short-tempered. And so I hope that comes back and plays into things going forward, that there's a specific reason why this moment is when the switch is flipped.
Well, another thing I like about in the show too is like when Omni-Man fights and fucks up the fucking pretty much Justice League knockoffs, like in the show he gets fucked. So, like there are parts where he's just like, oh dude, you got wrecked, dude, like what the fuck. And like and then now in the comic where they did it, it was just like, yeah, no, you guys are nothing to me, I'm just one punch manning you, all of you dead, like that's it. So like I like the fact that they brought in that aspect of showing like, okay, these people can actually be a threat to them in certain regards. also character changes. Like there are certain character changes that I really did like a lot. So for example, I'll start with one who I did initially like, but then it fell off for me completely, and that would be the character of Amber. Because like Amber, Amber in the show, like the first off they race switched her to be a black woman, which is cool and stuff like that. And they got Zazie Beetz, the girl who played fucking Domino in freaking Deadpool 2, was like the one. Yeah, she got to be her Amber, and so I liked her initially first. Like she's a strong woman. She's like take no shit and stuff like that. Compared to the comic one, where she's more ditzy, more airheaded and stuff like that. She's a ditzy blonde girl who's sweet. And then like there's certain things that happen where it takes no shit. But since we're in spoiler territory, there's a scene where she's getting upset at Mark for just being gone for so many periods of time. And it's just like, okay, you know what? That's valid. All right. It's like the whole Mary Jane, Peter Parker thing. Like I keep missing this stuff and I can't tell you why because I'm Spider-Man. I can't tell you this. I keep missing this stuff because I'm invincible and I can't tell you why because it's just dangerous and all this stuff. So I can't tell you this. But then like it gets to the reveal later on and it's like, hey, I'm invincible. This is why I've been fucking up. I just want to tell you that. And she's like, oh, I know. And it's just like, but you still should just like, no, fuck you, lady.
When she reveals it, it's like, she says, I knew weeks ago. And I was like, and why did you get mad at me at the college?
Right? Exactly.
Fuck you. Like that was the main part because I know people are like there are some people giving her like an ungodly amount of hate and then there's some people giving her a rightful amount of hate and some people are misconstruing that as like, oh, you only don't like her because they did blah 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 and then they try and turn it into something what it's not. But it's just like I'm criticizing the character. Now again, like there is a thing where she is a teenager and certain teenagers, we all been teenagers, we've all had like some ridiculous things and stuff like that. So I guess you could argue in a sense that she was written to be difficult in that way because teenage hormones, stuff like that. But again, I just I'm not on her side at all in the get-go because it's just like, you knew I was this. Why couldn't I tell you? I'll put your fucking life in danger. I can't tell you. It's literally, I'm being monitored by the CIA all the time. I can't fucking do this shit. I brought you a fucking Mars rock and all this stuff. And it's just like, what the fuck? No. And then that whole shit at the end where she tried to like make up with it. No, fuck that bullshit. Like, this is the only thing I will say. Like, okay, so because I'm only going to talk about stuff that was in like covered in the show that's different in the comic. That's literally at nothing massive spoiler. Like in the comic books, the way this happens is Amber, Mark keeps going away doing his stuff. And she's like, oh, he must be a drug dealer or something like that. Like he's always sneaking out. He's always getting beaten up. He's always doing this stuff. So it's just like, oh, he must be like this or something like that. And then like when it's revealed, it's like, oh, okay, that it's a lot more understanding in that regard. But this one, I really could not get behind her at all after that. Like I was on your side for a bit and you fucked it up.
Do you feel like they changed her character to try and give her more, I don't want to say agency, but like, it's like, we can't have her be stupid and not realize this, you know?
Right. Well, yeah, I think so much. Yeah, I agree with you, Tom, right there, where they do a lot more with this Amber than they did in the comic books. Like, in the comic book, she's just this sweet, naive girl that Mark is dating, and she doesn't really do much. She's just this person who's there and just be like, oh, I can't.
Well, that's the whole
Mark
thing. It feels like it's an overcorrection because, like, obviously, like especially in today's kind of like society, day and age, you don't want to have like a damsel in distress character. You know, it just doesn't. It doesn't feel right, I guess. But I feel like they overcorrected by just making her a bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
she was. She's a fucking
not
bitch.
only a bitch, but like it doesn't make sense. Like we just said, like there's literal plot holes of like why. Well, I guess not plot holes, but like just like confusing character motivations. Like if you know that you're a hero,
lied to me. Like I almost died.
Yeah, I saved fucking 10 lives, all right, over your one thing. I didn't go to your fucking like homeless shelter shit. Do you know how many homeless people like lives I saved and fucking shut up.
It's very weird.
The part that I know we might not have, but yeah, the part that particularly perturbed me was when she was like, "Yeah, I knew weeks ago." I was like, "But the college, you knew, so you knew he was invincible. You saw him like right there, taking care of the situation, and then when he came back, you knew in your heart of hearts that he was the superhero, but you were still like, where the fuck did you go?" And got mad on that. I'm like, I don't.
Like,
girl.
are they trying to imply that she didn't know then and figured out between those two scenes? But if that's the case, the whole thing is like her.
No, because like the next day she when Invincible tells her, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm invincible." She says, "Oh yeah, I knew weeks ago."
Yeah. So it's just like, what? It don't make no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense.
But anyway, moving on from Amber, I was gonna say, I am interested, but we didn't see much of it, with like Adam Eve's story, and how like she just straight up left her parents. Is like, I'm gonna go live in the woods.
Kind of based.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's the only one that's happy.
Like, exactly. Adam Eve.
She went from like a knockoff Green Lantern to like her powers are insanely OP.
Yeah, she can make
just
matter.
Yeah.
Like, why is there still a housing crisis? You want to go help people? Make some fucking public housing, bitch.
Yeah, she was like making like she went by these farms like here's your crops.
Like I didn't realize you were God, but like her powers are insane.
Yeah. I just want to say, we haven't brought this up yet, right? That people online are like, yo, Mark ain't shit. He loses all of his battles. I'm like, have you realized the kinds of battles this boy has been getting into?
Yeah.
He's gotten into exclusively incredibly hard battles.
Go ahead, Hero. Okay, yeah.
Like the things that one genius college student made, the thing he made Rick into like the cyborg thing or whatever. Yeah, he got beaten up by those two, but they show him later that they even were messing up Omni-Man. I was like, dude, those things are ridiculous. Like, everything this dude fights is nonsense. Like,
no, exactly. Like, the thing is, he would outclass most people. But like, for instance, one of the biggest defenders of this is fucking Battle Beast. All right, Battle Beast is a fucking monster. Y'all will see soon enough. Like, someone had this beautiful quote on Twitter, or like it was on Reddit or some shit like that. And it was just like, freaking Machine Head hiring Battle Beast for as a henchman is the equivalent of fucking Kingpin hiring Thanos as one, because Battle Beast, he's OP as fuck. All right, like he is just a monster. So when he fights Invincible, it's just like, bruh, all right, that is an ass whooping. That
leaves.
Right. Yeah. He didn't even take that much damage. He left because he was bored. I was like, you want to take out Omni-Man? Like, oh my god.
It's just like Omni-Man is really lucky Battle Beast did not see him, because it's just like, fuck, dude. Like,
I legit want to imagine, because Omni-Man was like hanging out above. I want to just imagine he saw Battle Beast. He's like, ooh.
Exactly. He's just like, I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm not fucking with him. Yeah, fuck that guy. I'm just gonna leave. Who's else? Freaking Alan the Alien. I love that they got Seth Rogen to voice him. Like Alan the Alien. He's a guy who flew to Earth.
Because like Seth Rogen's producing the series, isn't he?
Oh, okay, then hopefully that explains why like he fits that character so perfectly. I love the fact that when he was Alan, that was so good. So think, Mark, right. Think. I love that. That's become a meme now. That's just like everywhere.
Also, Goldie Luffy, thank you for the sticker. Fist bump.
Mm-hmm. One more last fist bump.
Oh shit! Stream disconnected.
Oh yeah. What about fucking Rex? Rex's bitch ass.
Hold on.
I'm sure they're gonna try to redeem him. I'm like,
are we connected again? Said the stream.
Hello.
What the fuck?
It seems we're good now. It says good connection.
Okay.
Are we back?
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Are we back?
Okay. Anyway.
Rex. Rex explode.
Rexplode.
Talk about Rex. Yeah, the bitch. I fucking hate his bitch.
I'm gonna try to redeem him. I'm just not here for it.
Dude, like first, like cheating on the girl with fucking duplicate and shit like that in the shower. It's just like, you piece of shit. Fuck you, Rex. And he's just like, what, dude? I love the fact that he got his ass beat so many times. Like when fucking Girl showed up. Saber showed up. We're finishing up our Invincible talk. Do you want to talk on it?
I actually still need to watch like the last 2 episodes.
Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll talk about it next week.
We've already talked about like those episodes, but we're basically wrapping up our discussion. So we've already gone on a long time about Invincible. So we'll talk about it more once.
It's really good. Watch it.
Yeah. It's good. All right.
And then read the comics to support it.
Yeah, I've removed the spoiler tag now, so now the Saber's here, the star of the Mitchells versus the Machines.
We can talk about
that movie.
Tell me when you're done talking about that one. I still need to watch it.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Jackson,
Is that a good movie? I didn't know if it was a good movie or not, so I haven't heard anything about it. So is it? All right, I'll put it to you like this, Pele. Is it a movie that you think I would enjoy? Because if so, I can like go.
I think you'd enjoy it, but like, it's weird how like people, because me and Saber I think are on the same page about it.
Okay.
But people online are absolutely love it, and me and Saber are not quite that in love with it. Okay. Like, I like the movie. I think it looks great, sounds great. There's a lot of great humor in it.
Okay.
But people are like really in love with it, and I'm like, I mean, it's a good movie.
Okay. Fine. I'll give it my own watch then. So let me mute myself. How do I mute myself on this shit? Oh God, I forgot how to mute myself. Fucking. I pushed this button. Where is it?
There's the deafen thing. But Saber, you put out a video on it. What you think?
I'm just gonna run away.
I'm with you. I thought it was a fine film. I thought it was a fine movie. And I completely see where you're coming from with the sentiment of folks online where they're like treating it like it's an S-tier film. And it's each of their own, you know. I'm sure there's folks who can argue that. But my like the visuals, really pretty, and a lot of dynamic things going on in that movie, fun character designs. But ultimately it was Goofy Movie meets iRobot. And that's the movie. And I think they could have been fleshed out. Funny enough, it's a I don't know, it felt like the pacing was a bit off. That the 1/3 part of the film, I was like, this has to be halfway through. And it's like, no, it's only 1/3. I'm like, damn, okay. So yep.
Yeah. I do really like the robots in the movie. They were pretty funny. Like one of them was voiced by Launchpad from DuckTales. He had a lot of great lines. I do like the family aspect of it and how it's mainly focused on the father and daughter, and their relationship. There's a bit more with the son and the mom, but not quite as much as the father and daughter.
Those are the main characters. That's the main the main story is like how they've become distant and they don't see eye to eye. But there were moments where I'm like, that's pretty heartfelt. Like there was a throwback when they revealed something about the father, and it was like old footage from like a home video. And it was like, oh, like, okay, I see where he's coming from with his reservations, but also like you can also believe in your daughter. So, it's the entire machine uprising. I know it's LOL, phones, internet, technology, and I get that aspect of it. It's fascinating to see this wave of films like Emoji Movie, Ralph Breaks the Internet. And then Mitchell's versus Machines is probably the best so far at accomplishing that.
Yeah,
because it
didn't. There were like there were some memey things where I'm like, that's. There was like they were trying hard enough to make it like not as like awkward, but not far enough to where it's funny. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's like because there are certain like meme things that they do where it's like kind of like, you know, top text, bottom text, or whatever, and it's not funny enough to me when they do that. There are other things in the movie that are like way funnier, but when they do that stuff, it's just isn't as funny.
Well, it's because we're completely like desensitized by the internet, and if it's not like Yoda going me fart on floor with top text bottom text, like we've become so like destroyed by online culture because we've seen these like intentional jokes like outrage comics or whatever, but like the boomer audiences and their kids, they might be like, oh, okay, that's funny. For us, we're like, where's Lord Farquaad saying E, or where's the like fart with reverb or something, which I'm sure 5 years from now even that's going to be not funny. So I mean, that's all in humor and comedy and culture, is it's very fast paced. It gets
there's actually a question related to that, but we'll get to that in a bit. But overall thoughts, it's a good movie. It's definitely one of the best like movies on Netflix this year so far, I would say.
There are people who were viciously defensive over it, and I'm like, wow, that's okay. Like, I wasn't expecting that level of like fanaticism for the film, but there it is.
Yeah. All right. Y'all can come back. Let me tag them.
I already did come back.
Okay, cool. Come back. The last thing we'll talk about before we go into Q&A is Hello Boss, a new episode.
Yeah.
I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, me either.
Right.
I really enjoyed it. What about you guys?
Cool. What?
The
Really
Hello
enjoyed
Boss.
what? Oh, the one with freaking Norman Reedus, right?
Yeah.
That's the best
My
episode
headphones off.
so
Just
far.
tag me guys done.
All right.
Yeah, easily the best episode so far.
I guess for myself.
Yeah.
I thought it was good, but I wasn't like in love with it for some reason. I don't know what. I think I need to rewatch it because I know what it was. I had like a horrible headache that day, so I need to rewatch without a headache. I had a Hero Moana moment where like I was just like my body needs to be like yeah. I was just like I need to watch this in a better mood. But for what I saw, the animation was phenomenal. I love the stuff they did with Moxie and Millie just being like why she chose him and all that good stuff, and then that bad guy, and the fact that I love Luna's cowgirl outfit. I'll say that. So that was good. Whatever, yes. But it was good.
I do like Millie. I think she might be my favorite character in the show.
She's the best.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
You know why I like this episode the most? It's specifically when spoilers. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead, spoil it. It's an online show.
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
Just like it was like the last third of the episode. I think you could call it. But like when Moxie went in the room with what's his name? Was it Stryker? I forget.
Stryker. Yeah, I think that was his name.
Shocker. Yeah, I don't know. Norman Reedus' character.
Yeah.
There was just something about that whole section that I was like, this doesn't feel like just an online show anymore. This feels like you're legit trying to tell
like,
me
this show's getting somewhere now.
Right. It's like you're getting somewhere and actually trying to tell me like a real ass story, which I love all the other episodes, but it just kind of feels like, haha, it's the online funny.
Yeah.
But this one felt like a real ass like show. And I really do appreciate that. It's like, okay, so there's some continuity going on here, some character growth. Yeah, I really dug that.
Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm telling you that. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised because Jamie Lee Curtis loves this shit. Like she was like on her Twitter, like, oh yeah, check out these shows. So I would not be surprised if Viv got her. But yeah, like it was really good. The animation was really solid. The character writing was really interesting. Like that whole thing with like the boss, where he was just like, I thought he was like, about to make out with the dude, and he's like, "Fuck you," and then he like switched. That was good. I like that. That was a good scene.
I know they're in hell, and it's supposed to be like the edgy show or whatever. But sometimes they like say like 4 fucks like back to back to back to back. I was like, I get it, it's for adults. Like,
what the fucking fuck is that shit?
I'm like, take a break, son. Like,
I said that when I saw that thing in Resident Evil.
Yeah, exactly. I put it in the quotes chat.
Yeah,
it's
what
so
the
good.
fucking fuck shit is that?
What the shit is that? What the fucking fuck shit is that?
All right.
but yeah,
you have something else to say?
No, it had the normal hell of a boss charm that it usually does, but like I said, that last third, that's like the best I've seen the show do so far.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
All right, Hack and Saber. Now we can go to our questions.
Thank you. Hello.
Cool. Tom, are you back? Were you here?
Yep.
Okay.
I was there.
So we got questions, a lot of super chats, so we'll go over those first. From Deli18, what are your favorite activities that you like to do to pass the time that does not involve playing video games? I mean, watching movies and cartoons, because those are the other things I do. Oh.
I like to make video games and 3D animate and smoke weed. Lol.
Saber, you've been cooking.
I've been trying to improve it. Thank you. I did teriyaki chicken last week. Did some teriyaki salmon today.
Nice.
Doing slow cooker chicken later this week, and Laura is going to do some curry. So we're trying to be better about that because you know what gets me is like the intention of cooking, and you buy that bag of produce of broccoli or something, and it's just straight up good intentions that you know you'll never make good on. Where it's like, look at me, I'm healthy, and it's like not you couldn't do more wrong. You're wasting money. You're eating out. You're not eating it. You're creating plastic waste and food waste. This is just a loss across the board. You fucking suck. And, and I'm like, no more of that. We're using these vegetables. Like today, we used up all the food we used to cook, and I was like, fuck yeah, like we did it. So
nice.
Good shit.
Awesome.
From Edit Man, what is your favorite actor or actress films they were in, and their worst films they were in according to Rotten Tomatoes? I'm picking Jason Statham, best in Spy 2015 at 97%, and his worst in The Name of the King at 2007 at 4%. Jeez.
Oh, I remember that one. You know, so Laura and I were making our way through. We've started a new tradition where we do early 2000s movie Tuesday. So that's tomorrow, and we just we started off with just we're getting old, and it's fun though.
It's wholesome though.
Well, Laura actually chopped up a bunch of movie like on little pieces of paper and put them in a big old container, and we just pull them out. We watched what was it last week? We watched. Oh, that's right. Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Oh,
and
God.
With Nemesis. Fuck yeah.
Awful movie.
That big motherfucker. He's got a rocket launcher. You gonna shoot that big, or you motherfuckers are great.
Dude,
I've only seen the first Resident Evil. Like, I don't remember it that well.
The second one is like so stupid that it cracks me up with like fucking Michael Epps just being like the black guy just saying the stupid black guy shit just
right. And they just randomly come across him. And then like we watched the Scorpion King before that, which I've never seen before.
Oh,
and might I add, no scorpions in the movie. So I'm a little bit disappointed. Like why is it called the
You gotta watch
King?
The Chronicles of Riddick. That's another 2000s
Right.
movie that's just like, ooh.
Oh God.
Well, here's
the
why I'm bringing it up.
Necromongers. Fuck yeah.
So Name of the King. I'm pretty sure it's mid 2000s as well. So I wanted to throw this out there real fast. What was going on in the early to mid 2000s where it felt like it was like, I know that CG was becoming easily more accessible, and it was like these big green screen, big special effects blockbuster films. Was it just because Hollywood's like got this technology? They're like, let's do it. Let's be fucking stupid.
After Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park, like they were like, oh man, we can use this for anything, and
yeah,
you couldn't at that point. Not at that point, you couldn't.
We watched League of Extraordinary Gentlemen before that, and that one was kind of, you know what's weird is that one was straight up like Avengers, but with like British characters.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I remember seeing like trailers for that one.
Fucking Hulk is Dr. Jekyll and shit like that, and fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but
Dr. Hyde.
But for like favorite actor or actress in films they were in and worst films they were in, I don't know. I don't really follow like actors and actresses like that well, as far as like their Rotten Tomatoes scores.
Can I just say like Adam Sandler, call it a day? Because I know he's done. He's like,
that would imply he's your favorite actor,
and that would imply that he's in good movies.
Dude. Hey,
where's the water?
Wait, it's a good movie.
What was the question exactly?
It says, what are your favorite actor or actress films they were in, and their worst films they were in according to Rotten Tomatoes?
Okay. You know what actor is like a roller coaster with his performances, where it's like you're a good actor, but my God, you say yes to any role, and you've done some awful roles and you've done some great roles. Nicolas motherfucking Cage.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
Fucking Spider-Verse, kick ass, but then he does shit like Ghost Rider and other bullshit, and it's just like that fucking Five Nights at Freddy's bullshit and all that. Yeah. Oh God,
that was a bad movie. That was a really bad movie. That I forget the name of the film. The FNAF ripoff.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yes, that was bad.
I still need to see that.
I don't know much about Rotten Tomatoes scores. I don't know. Like Will Smith is still like probably one of my favorite actors. He's been in some really bad movies.
Yeah, he has been in some bad movies. Like that After Earth movie.
After Earth. I don't think Pursuit of Happiness is his highest rated movie. That's just my favorite performance by him. Though I think he's outstanding in that movie.
I love Will Smith. You know, I think that is the answer. Will Smith right there, because Will Smith is like one of the only 3 celebrities that I would geek the fuck out of if like I fucking met in real life. Just like, oh fuck, it's Will Smith. Oh my God, I love you, dude. That's
all right. More Edit Man question. Edit Man asked a lot of questions. Damn.
He dropped.
Let's see. Favorite dip sauce flavor. Ranch. I love ranch.
Blue cheese.
Polynesian sauce.
Buffalo.
I'm with you, Tom. Well, hold on. Actually, this depends greatly on what you're using for. Because if it's something where it's like obviously the sauce is important than crackers or bread or whatever, but like, dude, there's some good mustards out there. I gotta say, a good mustard with a good one. I'm fucking old. Someone kill me. Someone kill me right now. Just take me out of shit.
I agree with you because like I hate like if you have a hot dog and you put just in that yellow squeezed Heinz bottle, just squeeze that mustard. I hate it. But if you buy like
that's not mustard.
But the ones in the little jars that have the little
they have twist open, and then you
my friend, you go to like the deli or you go to like a nice like cheese section of a grocery store or a market, and that's when you find the good mustards. I'm not talking about that. There are 2 mustard aisles at a grocery store. There's the pleb like
mustard. I always remember that from fucking Albertine Hunger Force.
But yeah, buffalo sauce is also really good too, with a good like blue cheese to balance it out as well for dipping.
Yeah, the mustard I'm talking about. Yeah, the one that's in the jar that has like the little specks in it, like all over the place.
Little spice. It's got a little spice to it.
I mean, it's got like these little tiny like little beans all around it. They're not actually beans, but they're just like tiny seeds. Thank you. Yeah, but like that stuff is like. It's not even the same. Like, how do you call them both mustard? They're completely different tastes.
Here, I agree with you so much because I do not like mustard, but I love that shit if it's on something.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the Heinz mustard, I'm like, ugh.
And then from Editman, what Marvel comic superhero you want to see a live action movie of? At this point, which one hasn't have been confirmed for one?
Dude, they're gonna do it anyways. Like they're Marvel. They got their shit together. They know what they're doing. Yeah, it's like eventually they'll have it.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually.
I don't know, Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl. Yeah, great comedy.
Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
What Marvel comic superhero you want to see a live action movie of?
Can it be a super villain? Because I'm still trying to see Skrull. I want to see Skrull in a movie. Like,
oh.
Yeah.
Didn't you watch Captain Marvel?
Yeah, the Skrulls are.
I did not. Oh, is he in Captain Marvel? That's literally the one I.
Oh yeah, that's the one that we. That's the. Remember, we were watching with him. It's like, oh, you don't need to watch it, but to have the context.
You said he doesn't need to watch that. I said, like, I mean, if you want to, I wouldn't mind. But
but also at that point, it was still in theaters. It wasn't online anywhere. So like,
true.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch it, yeah.
I gotta go watch that. Okay, but is Super Scroll in it, or is it just Scroll?
No, it's just the scrolls. It's not the Super.
I want specifically Super Scroll, but okay, that's
fine. Okay. Well, you'll see them later then, more than likely.
And Edman asking favorite fantasy and/or sci-fi fantasy movies.
Lord of the Rings. Let me tell you about Lord of the Rings. It's so good. I got a sword.
Wait, my favorite fantasy movie?
Yeah.
Where does fantasy stop? That's really.
Like if someone and Her is a fantasy because no one would ever love you as much as Her did.
Wow.
Yeah. Every day of my life.
Why are you so serious while saying that too? Oh my god.
Because I'm depressed.
Can I say my favorite fantasy movie is The Lion King?
Man, that's based on true events. What you talking about?
Africa,
documentary,
animals.
Did you see the documentary that came out in 2019 of the actual story?
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, when we meet up, we all need to watch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, same as about some movie for 12 hours, consuming all of those.
I haven't seen it in long. Good to see
you. Better have the sausage coming, man, and not the good way. I know what I said. Phrasing. I don't give a shit. I'm hungry. I don't care.
Let's see.
No, I absolutely.
And these two are together from Edit Man saying, name a film that you enjoyed, but it didn't do so well at the box office, and maybe critics didn't like it, that it came out too early or too late. For me, it's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World 2010, and he also says, I feel like Scott Pilgrim came out too early when nerd culture was niche, and if it came out in the mid to late 2000s, it would have done well.
Did not do well? I thought it did.
No, it didn't do well in the box office. No.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Because I think most people universally agree. Like the first 30 minutes of Scott Pilgrim is kind of ass. Like the first 30 minutes of that movie, like it's not that great, and then like it gets really good. Because
because when I saw information about it coming out, I was like, oh, this is like No More Heroes, because like No More Heroes came out around the same time, like in 2008, with the beam katana and everything.
So it's specifically something that didn't perform well and critics went crazy about?
Or either. Because like one thing that comes to mind is that when 2001 A Space Odyssey came out, critics hated it. And now it's like one of the most beloved films of all time.
That movie was a trailblazer. Like, I was watching it with Laura for the first time like a few months ago, and I was like, "When did this come out?" And she's like, "What was it, like the '60s or something like that, or the '70s?" I was like, "Jesus Christ!" Like, even by today's standards, I'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, that was in a theater in the '60s. Like, sure, people got up and like, "Where's Star Wars?" No, well, Star Wars wasn't out yet, but still.
Star Wars.
Also, I am not sure if Scott Pilgrim would be like if it would do well if it came out today, because I feel like people would look at it the way people look at Ready Player One, and how like people say like, oh, that's cringe. Because maybe because I feel like people would say that about Scott Pilgrim if it came out today. They're like, oh, that's pretty cringe, bro, or whatever.
Right.
You know, I watched Superbad last night just because I couldn't sleep last night. And I haven't seen that film since I first saw it in theaters in like 2007. And I was like, wow, this movie is wonderful. I fucking love it. It is aged so well. And something that caught, because I mean, the dialogue's nice and tight. I like the story with the two main characters kind of being like, are you going to college? We're going to go, but we were best friends. What's happening? And just the entire like alcohol thing going on and just how clumsy high school can be. But something that struck me is how nowadays, if you're going to make a comedy like that, you can't not acknowledge smartphones and the internet and Facebook and all that shit. Superbad snuck right in before that stuff took off. Right. And I'm like, it almost feels like the last romantic disconnected like comedy.
Because that I remember because like that was the year that I first like heard about like Facebook was in 2007 when I graduated high school, because I heard my biology teacher, who was like straight out of college, teaching high school, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you got to use Facebook because that's what all the college people use." And that was like right before the social media boom.
Dark times that we never left.
Dark, you mean the bright times, the happiest times before we saw all the shit.
Then another one from Edaman here. Okay, so who is your favorite anime moms? Since Paleo has done cartoon moms tier list, anime moms.
Anime.
You know who to choose.
I'm gonna draw my line in the sand, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I'm just gonna say it.
Okay, go
Hate
ahead.
me all you want in the comments. There's nothing less sexy than being a mom.
Oh,
Just saying it.
Oh, you give me my cereal back. Right? Nope, this is my cereal to go over to this mom. Thank you. I hungry.
I'm not sure if to call this an unpopular opinion or just like no one talks about her, but I don't know. Like aged up Deku's mom, I was like, yo, you can kind of get it though.
Yeah.
I like aged up Deku's mom.
Bakugo's mom too. She could get it. She's violent. She's aggressive. She'll bite you.
Bulma's a mom.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's in every way possible. That's unfortunate.
Android 18's a mom. Oh yeah, Android
yeah.
18's a mom.
How?
Because she's a cyborg. They had to fuck it up in the dub and call them androids when they're fucking cyborgs. All right, she just has like
androids are different than cyborgs.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the whole fucking thing. I love how this is a good joke for freaking TFS where they had this whole joke about androids. I was just like, yeah, so the cyborgs came from this time, and it's like we call them androids. Well, good for you. You're wrong. And so, anyways, they just move on to the fucking thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just type in anime mom to Google. Look at all these moms that died. All right.
Pear butter. That hairstyle.
You can tell she's gonna die as soon as you saw that hair, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
And
You
then,
like Uzaki's mom, Paleo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Uzaki's mom.
Uzaki-chan's mom. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, she's a good one. Yeah, she's a good one.
From Editman, last one from Editman, saying favorite fights in 2D animation movies and shows.
Anything
okay.
2D animation. Oh God, you're gonna give me an entire day because there's so many anime fights. But if you want more Western stuff, then yeah, anything from I was rewatching Clone Wars again just because the 2003 one again, just because I love that show, and Gendy is just a master at just bringing the choreography together and just making it so hype and so intense and just get your blood pumping. So anything
like that
Gendy
one
does.
episode of Primal with the 8 men.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that shit was gorgeous. Good. That's just like a R-rated Hulk show. We need that.
The question becomes harder if you're like Western. If you say anime, then bro, where's it stop? But Western, though.
Western, anything with Gendy. That's my answer.
Fight scenes. I like. Oh, nothing from Steven Universe.
Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Done.
Oh.
Mic drop.
But that's not. Wait. Oh yeah. I'm still.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah. What Jack says. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
If it's anime, it's bro, I don't know. That one panty and stocking versus scanty and knee socks. That fight is. That fight is so good. Oh, what a masterpiece of an episode! God. Right. They just blew literally half of their budget on that one episode, and I appreciate it. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Brandon King asking, what was each of your favorites? The Mitchells versus the Machine jokes.
I don't know.
I can't. I haven't seen it.
There's a sequel.
Just the fact that the kid was obsessed with dinosaurs. I mean, I like that.
You want to talk to me about dinosaurs?
Yeah.
I saw that in the trailer. I remember that. Yeah.
Saber, did you have any that stood out?
There's some pretty funny one-liners from the robots, just trying to get acquainted with the humans. And there was a part at the very end where the two robots are like, ha ha ha, wait, what is death? And the mom's like, we'll talk about that later. like the robots were so like new to life, and they finally got a control with their autonomy, and just the idea of them being like not sure exactly what's going on. That was good. That was fun.
Yeah. All right. Then last super chat here from Enigma Prince says 2 questions. If you were all on the Infinity Train and were linked together with the same number, how long would it take all of you to escape? And what's a weird animal fact that you know for no reason?
Okay. Oh, dude!
Say nothing of season 3 or 4 for Jax, first of all.
Dude, I watched through season 1 and 2 with Hero Paleo. That shit was hype. That fucking Amelia girl, she fine. She a baddie, dude. She was fucking hot, man. Oh, god dang, yeah, she was hot. But yeah, I haven't seen season 3 or 4, so I'll probably watch those with the guys later on. But
what a problem would be? What your problem would be?
It's like, but no, if we all had the same number, how long would it take for all of us to escape?
It depends on what the number is. It could be 1.
I mean, from what I've seen, I don't know what happens in the other seasons. It's like you have to do something because this is what you were fucking up in life. So this is your way to rectify it. So you have to go through this time frame and stuff like that. So it's just like, first off, I've got to make sure I don't fucking die from these various dangerous ass creatures and shit. So it's just like, all right, what the fuck am I going to do?
Let's say the number is what what's that boy's name? The boy's
Jesse.
Name? Yeah, Jesse came in with 32. Let's say you came in with 50. All 3 of us came in with 50. How long?
Okay.
Because Jesse can figure his shit out. So.
Right.
Well, we were just stuck on the train. Our numbers just go up constantly.
It just depends on. It totally depends on what our issues are. Because like if what Jax's lesson needs to be less horny, we're dying on that train.
He's gonna come out like one of the Apex. Be like, the goal is to make your number go up.
Yes. I can't help it, Tom. I have a lust I need.
It's like I have a number on my hand. I know what I have to do.
Exactly. Wait, hold on. This is Infinity Train. I know just the train car. I can if I can just go to Amelia.
You would get caught on your way there. You'd be like, "Oh, plant girl, kind of hot though."
Oh yeah. Hey, plant girl. Oh no, I see my mirror self. Yeah.
And then what's a weird animal fact you know for no reason?
Did you know that I learned this about what was it? Fucking God, no, that's a dirty one. I shouldn't say that. Let me
I know a dirty one.
Okay, go ahead.
How much was it? Let's see.
I don't.
Did you know that, like, what was it? I know that walruses have a thing. Like, I heard something that said walruses' tusks never stop growing. Is that true, Paleo? Like walrus.
Yeah, I think they gotta like, you know, like sharp or like sharpen it on like a rock or whatever.
It's really, so like if they don't do that, like that's what I remember hearing a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The blue whale has the largest penis in the animal kingdom. 8 feet long.
That's funny, Paleo. You get the smallest.
Oh, wow.
Please. I don't know if this is an unknown fact, but I do know that a lot of people think that rabbits are rodents, and they're actually just in the order Lagomorphia.
Yeah, Lagomorphs.
What are hedgehogs again? I forgot. Are hedgehogs
they
rodents?
are rodents.
No, they're not. They have
they're like something else.
I really don't know social media. I can't remember what it is. Like eucalyptus. It's not actually eucalyptus. It's something really long.
Eucalyptus.
Yeah, Arachnidae. Yeah.
Oh. I've never seen it before, but I have no idea how to pronounce it.
All right. Let me go to Twitter here. We'll go on there for a few minutes before we end the show. Let's see. First one here from Nathaniel Foga had one. It says, what's your guys' favorite pop punk song?
What does that mean?
I mean, pop punk.
I'm so bad at genres, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess like Blink-182 or like Green Day would be considered pop punk.
In Too Deep by Sum 41. There you go.
Yeah.
In too deep, but just
Yes.
static going under. Static.
Wait. Is Yellow Card pop punk? I don't. Maybe not. Right? Are they
I
just
don't
rock?
know.
Yellow Card genre. I'll find out. No, they're alternative indie. Fucking, I don't care what genre. In Too Deep by Sum 41. There you go. I don't know shit about genres, like, really. What is alternative music?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Let's see. Cartoon Network fanatic asking, "Did you guys hear about the Amphibious season finale schedule change controversy?" Yeah, that's been really weird.
Yeah. So is it out?
I don't think it's out
I-
yet, is it?
Yeah,
Let's go find
because
out.
it still hasn't aired. Like it was supposed to. It was delayed, and it was supposed to come out this weekend, and then it didn't.
But didn't it leak?
Yeah, I think it leaked.
Because I heard from. Okay.
I couldn't find a torrent. I want to watch it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Let me see. Is it on the site? I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's kind of fucked up though. Like that, how Disney fucking did them with that. That was kind of
they did them dirty.
It should just air on television, but it's just not. It just will not, which is very. I'm like, well, that's the last episode. What are you doing about?
From Kevin here on Twitter says 2 questions for later, and I hope this doesn't sound too personal. But one, what made you guys cry during the season finale of MLP FIM season 9? Was it the music or something else? And 2, are there any other moments that you think are sad in MLP or other shows that you've seen?
Fuck you. I know you what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do to me. Fuck you. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
like I was tearing up during the song, but then when the book closed, that's when I just lost it. Because I was watching with Kari, and then like we both like kind of cried.
Yeah, that was good.
That song is rude, bro. Like that song is so rude.
It's rude as fuck, bro. Like real talk. Yeah, like honestly, I was good, and then the song happened. Like it was like, I think what happened was like the song was doing good, and then it got to a part where Fluttershy was singing. And then like she like was talking about like stuff in the past about like all the love, how I feel. And then like I started reminiscing about you fuckers. And I was like, oh fuck, oh god, it's getting too close to home. And I was like, ah shit. And then I started sobbing like ugly. It was like bad. It was so bad, but yeah.
I was doing fine in the song. Like it was, you know, like if this is like me being fine, this is like me listening to that song. It's like, yeah, you're getting there, but like I'm still doing all right. And then like I think Twilight at the end sang like a big note, and then the chorus came in one last time. I was like, I'm done.
Exactly. That was so bad.
I remember Saber watched the episode before he went to bed when the episode leaked, and he texted me saying like, "Fuck, I'm crying."
Was it that? I forget exactly. No, the first time I was kind of like, it was more of a shock where it's like, that's it. The second time I watched it with Laura, that got me. And I think the reason why is like, okay, first off, Daniel Ingram did a magnificent job. The way the song culminated at the end with like the background with all the different characters from the past. And I think because it struck a note with us becoming friends through this fandom and going to these cons and the good and the bad of it all, it's still like the passage of life behind you, knowing that it's over. And that's what got me. It was a moment of the show's over, the show that's brought me so much, and also that chapter of life is now concluded, and that got me pretty good.
You know, it was also it's also a memory of like, oh yeah, life. There was life before the pandemic.
Yeah, you know what?
Like now it's a whole new meaning.
Right. You know, this is an evil idea, so I'm scared to say it. But you know, Ray should like take that song and overlap it with all the BronyCons. And just like overlap the flashback, and then like make the most and just that would be so evil. That would be fucked up evil. That would be like so
like
much.
You spent your time on this too, like sir.
And have all those like slow motion scenes of us. Dude, that would be terrible.
Yeah. That song is pretty hard to get through. I've only listened to it like thrice, I think. Like I can't listen to it just cause. Also, I'm trying to like go to work like sobbing or some shit. Like
Yeah, exactly. Like there are certain scenes like that just like every single time, no matter what, they always get you. Like fucking hell, like on DuckTales, like Della and the kids. I can't watch that scene. That shit destroys me every single time. The first time, like it just.
I think my headphones off. That's finale related. I've not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's literally from the season 2. You've seen that, Saber. I wouldn't do that to you since you haven't watched that yet.
The latter half of the question is if anything in ponies other than that has made you cry. I don't know, has it?
I mean, there's things that made me choke up, like the the pear butter episode.
Yeah, that made me tear up too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that episode.
No. Okay, besides the pear butter one, because I think that got all of us. One that surprisingly got me, I don't think got anyone else, but it got me, was when the Cutie Mark Crusaders got their marks. Because like I don't know what it like something about seeing someone work so hard to get to like a result, and then they achieve it, and then like they're so happy they achieved it. Like I guess as a trainer, this happens with me and clients all the time. So somehow I have to like catch myself like, I'm happy because you like we're like, oh, I'm able to transform. So whole thing of them finally achieving a goal that they had wanted for 5 seasons, that got me bad the first time. Like, yeah, that got me.
Yeah, I remember it was in the pear butter episode specifically. The apple bloom. Michelle did a really good job on that one particular line. Apple bloom. I can't remember exactly how it was worded, but like grandpa pear
or something.
Yeah, grandpa.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Or grandpa, that's what it was.
He's like, that's not the reason I came back to Ponyville. And Applebloom was like, so it's because you wanted to apologize and get to know us better? I was like, Michelle! Like, he tore me apart. Like, yeah, Jesus.
Let's see, Nicholas Walker saying, I have to correct you that the Loki series will be releasing every Wednesday until July 14th. Yeah, I saw that, and now I'm like, the way, because Ryan usually puts together the document, and like the way he worded it, it makes, because he put it here, it says Loki to premiere 2 days early on June 9th with every episode releasing Wednesday. He didn't say every Wednesday. He said just Wednesday.
Right.
Ryan.
Why you gotta be like that?
Ryan,
you made me look stupid.
Ryan, get the belt. Ryan. That's it, boy. Boy, you better bring your ass.
I don't even know if he's in here because I haven't seen him chatting.
Ryan, this is your ass. We need you. Bring your ass here, boy.
Then Santos Lane asking, would you rather take an Alicorn Blast from Celestia or Gomu Gomu no Red Hawk from Luffy in the gut?
Celestia can't do shit.
Yeah. Dude, if Luffy hit you with that shit, you'd explode. Yeah, Celestia, fuck you. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Yeah.
She had 9 seasons to show some power, and she never did it. I'm still upset. Everyone was like so sure. They're like, nah. Queen's gonna come in. Don't worry. She's gonna come in and blast everyone's ass, and she just did not.
She did nothing. Nothing.
She's holding her power for the finale.
Saving her power for the finale, and then they fucking know.
Oziel saying, did you hear that Nintendo's considering making more animated movies based on video games with Illumination might being involved? Yeah. I'm still gotta wait to see what the Mario movie's gonna be like before I have any like excitement for that. Got a little fan art thing from a Random Bun that's based on the Friday Night Funkin'. With me as the girlfriend and Saber as the rapper.
Ooh. Fancy.
So I had to stop listening for just a second. Are you talking about Friday Night Funkin'?
Yeah, because Random Bun drew a fan art.
Okay, so somebody from our rhythm game group mentioned, because he works at Round One, I did I already tell you this? Maybe.
No.
Maybe I didn't. Okay, but yeah, he was working at round 1, and on his break, he said a kid came over while I was playing Pump It Up on break earlier. I heard him say, "Oh wow, it's like Friday Night Funkin', but with your feet." It's like I can't even describe how I feel, not legally anyway.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Fuck.
Everything's
I'm
bad.
sure-
Wait, does that mean
I'm sure-
young people are on Newgrounds again?
I guess so.
Yeah,
Oh my
Newgrounds
God,
has
what year is it?
Newgrounds had a huge resurgence because of Friday Night Funkin'.
Yeah.
It brought a ton of new traffic to the website.
What year is it? Isn't that where all the porn artists went after the Tumblr fall
That's
out?
where all the porn artists went to. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh my God, it's just the year 2000s, like over
Yeah,
again. Nothing has changed. Especially not Newgrounds.
All right, that's all that's on Twitter. So yeah, the next episode will be on the 24th. Be fun. Talk about Castlevania because that'll be out.
Yes, and finish. Lenore! Can't wait to see what happens to Lenore.
Lenore.
Oh.
All right. So thank you everybody for coming out. We'll be back on the 24th for the next show. And we'll see you next time. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.